Our systems are used to always fighting threat. And so it makes so much sense, and it's so common and normal that we're looking for the threat. We're getting ready for the threat. We are pre-disappointed at all times. We are scanning our environments to find where the next threat is going to come from. And that creates hard challenge. Like constantly things are difficult. Welcome to Deep Within. On this show, we dive deep into the nervous system, emotional healing, and transformation from within the body. When I started my personal development journey, it was all in the mind, doing affirmations, visualizations, listening to endless motivational videos. And I found that this approach, without actually getting my body on board, only left me in deeper shame and distress. So this is actually how I discovered somatic body-based healing. My name is Marina Yanai Trainer, and I am the compassionate somatic coach. I'm gentle, sensitive, and I love deep conversations. I'm so excited and so glad you're here so we can feel like we're together in our own little bubble of deep talks. How was your 2025? Was it a shit show? Please tell me. Because I can certainly tell you, as we're coming to a close of this year, I am so very excited. Well, I'm recording this as we're coming to a close. You're going to hear this in January. And therefore, I'm incredibly excited that we're done. Oh my God, it was a lot. If you've been following along, you kind of know the shitstorm that went down in my life. And I would guess you had at least something similar. Divorce. Falling in love and having my heart broken terribly. Estrangement from my father. And war, or at least conflict in every country that I'm from, and there are 3 of them. Also, I ran out of money several times, and eventually I ran out of money so much that I had to borrow money from a friend. So I think that when we are meant to learn a spiritual lesson in our lifetime, and we all have those, we all have kind of like core themes that we're meant to learn and things that we're meant to shift that have been in our lives for generations, meaning like our life, our ancestors for many generations. Some of you brilliant humans change these quite easily. Maybe you do so, when you don't have as many fun lessons coming your way. Like if I could summarize my year, it's like a video of me crying and again and again and again. And sometimes when the lessons are particularly intense or hard, we don't really get the memo because from a nervous system perspective, there's a definition of safety that lives in our bodies. And we cling tightly to that definition of safety. And for me, that was being good, doing all the right things, being married, making money, my business being successful, and just kind of like always doing the right things. And doing the right things, while wonderful, I'm a very ethical person. I live by my values. That feels wonderful. That's lovely. Sometimes it's extremely difficult. It makes life more difficult. And one of the big things that has been kind of like encoded in my body and my DNA is that everything is hard. And whatever is hard is more worthwhile, or that like good things are hard things. And sometimes that is true, right? Sometimes that is true, but I think there's a huge difference between things being hard on the external. For example, there's a challenge at work, or you're not getting clients, or the person you love doesn't love you back, or is fucking up your life in some way, which mine is currently, bless him. I'm laughing because he makes me laugh and I want to kill him at the same time. It's a great dynamic. And so those are externally difficult things. And then there is the internal experience of those things. And when we've learned that everything needs to be hard in order for it to be good or worthwhile or make sense, or, that like beautiful things like love, they're always hard. There are two things that happen. One, life sucks. Life is always really, really, really hard. And two, we kind of keep creating that because that is our subconscious pattern. Our body finds safety in the hard, which is so insane, but it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And this has been a pattern in my family for so many generations, that not only were we, a Jewish minority in the former USSR and before that in Ukraine, which was always under attack. And so that was already hard. But my grandmother lost basically her whole family in the Holocaust, which was a small family. And life was really hard for her. And that's kind of what she taught us. Like, how do I deal with life being hard? Which I'm so grateful for because, those lessons that our ancestors, our grandparents, our parents taught us, they have helped us a lot. When my life was hard, I fought. That's what I did. I fought and I fought and I fought so hard. And all my friends knew me as a beast. Like I'm just always trying and being responsible and fighting and, like just doing the right things to get to where I want to get. And that's my old programming, and it's fucking draining. And I think this year was such a shit show for many of us because we have to transform programming. And for many of you who are listening to this and relating to this, I think one of the biggest pieces is just everything is hard. And there is a readiness in our systems to shift into ease. And when you think about history, the world is really fucked up right now. I am in agreement with you. But also us individuals who have a computer and a phone and a home, and we are physically safe. That is such a huge contrast from our ancestors because they weren't, They didn't just worry about, oh my God, is this person going to like me? Am I going to have a kind partner? Am I going to make a lot of money? They had to worry about, is this missile going to hit my fucking house? So a little bit more worry than us. Things that we've never experienced. Well, to a degree, I have been in war zones for a lot of my life, but very different from my grandparents who were literally physically running away from bombs for their life, So it's very confusing to our nervous system because all of a sudden there is physical safety externally, but internally our systems are used to always fighting threat. And so it makes so much sense, and it's so common and normal that we're looking for the threat. We're getting ready for the threat. We are pre-disappointed at all times. We are scanning our environments to find where the next threat is going to come from. And that creates hard challenge. Constantly things are difficult. Some of us don't have that, but I think if you're listening, you probably do. And this year, I completely recognize that I had to go through very difficult things to change that internal state. And again, my life currently is not perfect. So externally, there are many challenges still, but how I approach those challenges internally is very different. There's a sense of ease. There's a much greater sense of ease, which is wild. And I feel like it's unfolding all the time. My sense of ease is constantly growing. And even though, for example, My lovely car, knock on wood, please don't break down again, but it broke many, many, many times in 2025. And each time I was like, I can't handle one more time. And each time I approached it with more ease and it was resolved easier. So isn't that fascinating? Because our internal state is always dictating our external. Now, you guys know, if you know me, that I am not a fan of abstract lessons and thoughts and blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, I like to share about my own story and the frameworks and the ways of thinking. But what I really enjoy is to actually realize, like, what practices in my life have led me to transform. Taurus for the win. I'm a grounded person and I like to think about, okay, like, what are the things that I actually did in order to shift this pattern? So I am speaking to all of you humans who are successful. Okay, you might be like, I'm not as successful as I want to be. Okay, fine. But you are, okay? You are generally a success-oriented human, and therefore, like, you are chasing success all the time. And in my book, you're successful. Okay, so let's start there. That's self-compassion is a big lesson for you. But okay, you're chasing external success. You're chasing goals all the time. Like, your focus is always like, how can I grow? How can I do X, Y, Z, more? So it's always like geared towards the future, but then, you know, you're also thinking about, how does my childhood trauma impact these things and all the good stuff. And you're not here, like, you're not present in this moment. And when you are here in this moment and you are thinking about all these goals and dreams of yours, it feels really hard. It feels like a constant chase, and you are so focused on all these things outside of yourself that you don't even know what you need and what you want. Like, really, because a lot of what you want is like what you're supposed to want. So you don't even know what you want and need, and you're not getting it. You're constantly in the bitterness and frustration that you don't have what you want. And that's why I created this amazing masterclass called Ease. Simply called Ease. There's a long, sweet, cool subtitle, but let's focus on the one word, because I was like, I want this to be freaking easy. And the masterclass is just packed with practices for you. Some of them are spiritual, some of them are heady journaling, and many of them, as you know me, are somatic. So we're going to be in the body, we're going to be feeling, we're going to be sensing. And it is not about controlling the external. I know you're like, oh, okay, so this will mean that now all of the external circumstances are just going to be like so good. No, my love, I know, I get it. I'm with you. Like, that would be really nice. I'm not going to lie. I would enjoy that. I would welcome that. No. It's not about controlling the circumstances. It's not about everything being perfect. It's about shifting our ability to be with what is into ease. And life is unpredictable and we don't have control. We really don't. The only control we have is to know that everything changes all the time. And so I'm going to share with you these beautiful practices that allow me to welcome life as it is, to welcome, to not resist, and to be, and to actually experience more joy, more aliveness, more being in the present moment, and being okay with what is exactly as it is, because we only have this one life for now. And it's about the ability to, like, be with that, to welcome that, and to welcome all of it, because aliveness is welcoming all of it, you know, the challenges, the growth, the fun, everything. So that's what this masterclass is about. It's going to be so dang good. It's going to be 2 hours, and I'm going to drop a link to it in the show notes, and I surely hope to see you there. And I also hope you're having the most beautiful opening to your 2026, which we all deserve very much. All right, I'll see you really soon. Thank you so much for joining me and listening to this episode. If you liked it, please make sure to leave me a review so that more beautiful humans can get to this podcast, and subscribe to the show. And please do share it with a friend who would benefit. And I always love to hear from all of you on Instagram, so visit me there at marina.y.t. I share really awesome content and would love to hear your comments about the episodes. Until next time, I love you so much and I appreciate you. Have the most beautiful day.